Hello, Dumaguete.
Hello, Negros Oriental.
Hello, Sillimanians around the world.
This is Joshua Soldivillo.
And this is Ronelyn Vailoces-No.
You're watching
Silliman.
Good evening, everyone. This is a magazine program that talks about different aspects of Silliman University, a program initiated to discuss matters concerning the campus by the sea. Welcome, everyone, to Silliman. Good evening, ladies and friends. Thank you for tuning in to Silliman. Today is November 25, so I'd like to greet all the Dumagueteños a happy Charter Day and happy Fiesta. I hope na busog ra mo karong adlaw. Well, tonight here in Silliman, we have a special guest host. Let me introduce to you my co-host for tonight, a dear friend and colleague at the Senior High School Department, Mr. Deo Suasin. Hello, Deo, and welcome to Silliman.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Silliman, for having me here.
Yes, parang guest lang for tonight, no? But anyway, this week, Deo, is also the performance task week of our students at the Senior High School Department. When we talk about performance tasks, requirements, right, we can't help, it is imperative to ask the help of technology to lighten our workload, right? So in that sense, we will be talking about AI and how to use AI ethically and what AIs can possibly be used for us to lighten our workload. On that note, may I ask Sir Deo here to please introduce our esteemed guest for tonight.
Yes, so since today is a very special day for the city of Dumaguete, we also have our very special guest tonight here at Silliman. So let us welcome the Director of the Global Studies Center here in Silliman University, Dr. Dave E. Marcial. Good evening, sir, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I'm always excited to be here at Silliman. Mayong gabi sa tanan. Happy Fiesta, Dumaguete.
Yes. Let's start with a conversation on artificial intelligence, Sir Dave. Like, not all of us are really acquainted, especially for the benefit of those who are watching us right now. What is artificial intelligence?
Basically, artificial intelligence, it's a computer system, but it's a different objective. It has different process because it is designed to learn and adapt, like having a human intelligence. So it's like it is programmed to perform processes and tasks that learns and adapt like human being. It's basically translating human intelligence, putting into machine learning and into the computer.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so since Ronelyn here mentioned that this week is the performance task week of the Senior High School Department and perhaps other departments as well. So it is actually not uncommon for our students right now to be using AI, especially when they integrate it in their requirements. So, sir, do you think that the use of AI right now is really imperative for students?
Yes.
And what could be its benefits and challenges?
Yeah. In many universities or in the global educational system right now, artificial intelligence or educational technology in general is highly accepted and embraced by our students. Is it imperative? Not necessarily imperative, but they used to it. Because when they are born, and they were born, there are already technologies, much more with the younger generations right now. It is highly needed because, as you said, it can make the tasks lighter, efficient. It can speed up. That makes the technology, this AI, more, shall we say, friendly and more significant for students. That is why they love to use it.
You know, Doc Dave, when we talk about artificial intelligence, you said earlier that it helps us lighten our workload, and it's like it's supposed to create an avenue for us humans to make work easier, right? But we can't also help but ask, are AI or our artificial intelligence a threat to us especially? Will it replace the works of an accountant, a lawyer, a teacher, something like that? Because you know we can't help but also think about these fears. Can
Yeah.
you please shed light on
Is
that?
it a threat? It is a threat if you will not embrace AI.
Oh,
Why? Because artificial intelligence now is everywhere and
Yes.
anywhere, even the workforce, even in the workplaces, they utilize artificial intelligence. In our country, we have a so-called national roadmap on artificial intelligence, and that promotes responsible and ethical use of artificial intelligence. Will it replace our profession?
yes.
We will be replaced if we will not be embracing artificial intelligence. So what does it mean? It means that we have to upskill ourselves. Accountants, lawyers, teachers, all professions. I know some friends and even in the industry, they are heavily using artificial intelligence
Yes.
already.
Okay.
I've actually, 2 weeks ago, I was in Macau and Hong Kong
Yes.
attending a summit on the future of higher education. And the talks there is all about how to become responsible user of artificial intelligence. It's not anymore an issue whether are we going to use
Use
it,
it or not.
are we going to embrace it,
Yes.
is it a threat? It's not all about those, I think, year ago of discussion. But right now, the discussion's really more on how to use it effectively,
Yes.
making sure, giving guidance to our users to be responsible and ethical.
Thank you for that clarification, Sir Dave. So it's not a threat as long as we embrace it and upskill ourselves,
Yes.
right? Yes, Theo.
Speaking of embracing AI in the field of education, I think Silliman University is one of the universities here in the Philippines who had a manual or the guidelines no, in ethically integrating AI in education. So, sir, I think you were the main author of that particular manual here in the university. So, can you walk us through the process of coming up and drafting that particular manual? And just out of curiosity, sir, did you use AI to help you in crafting no, and drafting that manual?
Yes, it is true that Silliman University is among the few universities in the country having a institutionally approved and recognized integration framework. The main idea really is to prepare everyone. When we say everyone, all stakeholders in our system, not just teachers, faculty, teachers, staff, including parents, including students, and the larger community. The integration framework emphasizes on the role of artificial intelligence in the administration and operations, as well as teaching and learning. Our integration framework also emphasizes also on the ethical considerations in the classroom, in research, and in assessment. So generally, that's the main core, the main principle of our framework, ensuring also that it responds to Silliman's vision, mission, and goal. As you know, innovation is one of our goals in the university, and that's how we ensure that these guidelines and policies that we develop tune in to the core principles and values of Silliman University. Did we use ChatGPT? We declare actually that in the framework, but we should say that the content is original,
Yes.
but of course with references, because you know these things are new. So we refer to a lot of references. We declare you can find it in our manual or in our framework that we utilize ChatGPT to improve clarity of the guidelines and policies.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing that, Sir Dave. Let us pause for a while, and then when we come back, I'd like to ask a question like, what is the ethical way or the responsible way of using AI, and what is the unethical way of using AI? So all that when #Silliman returns.
Silliman University, a place where every corner tells a story of dedication, growth, and excellence. But beyond our classrooms, our school has fostered a revolution against waste. Our story is a passionate call for environmental responsibility, directly tackling waste challenges often faced by big institutions. And this all began with a move in the right direction, the bold step to reinforce policies and firmly ban plastics in campus. This is the Silliman University Waste Management Success Story.
Here at Silliman University, we take a role as stewards of God's creation seriously. Thus, it was imperative for us to develop environment principles, policies, and guidelines.
Silliman University has published, after approval of the Board of Trustees, its guidelines, principles, and policies on environmental sustainability. And zero waste plastic, or a plastic ban, is part of that.
Taking care of the environment is not an easy task. It requires passion, commitment, resilience, and initiative. Change does not happen overnight, so we can only do so much. With Silliman University, students are expected to go beyond what's expected. And so, for every event that they organize, they are required to submit protocols and zero waste management plan before their events are given approval.
At Silliman University, our education transcends textbooks.
At Silliman, this isn't just a bag, it's a stance against disposable culture.
We're taught to be stewards of the earth. Every reusable bottle, every cloth bag, and every sustainable choice we make stems from a profound lesson that our actions, however small, shape our future.
So Silliman University as an educational institution is in a very unique position to be able to teach the students from early childhood all the way up to college these environmental principles to help them rethink their lifestyles and their consumption patterns to choose products that are kinder to the environment.
Silliman University operates a materials recovery facility wherein the Buildings and Grounds Department segregates the waste materials into 3 categories: recyclables, biodegradables, and residuals. The recyclable materials are processed and retained in the facility. Meanwhile, the residuals are collected by the Environmental and Natural Resources Office of Dumaguete and are deposited to the Bayawan City landfill.
Silliman University is living proof that our commitment is not only to education but also to protecting our planet and to our community. These principles, policies, and guidelines that our university has outlined, they are not only a set of rules and policies, they are a promise to our youth and to our planet. A promise that we should take care of our natural resources, our flora and our fauna here in our university as well. With this, we are encouraging the youth to take action and inflict positive change with regards to the different environmental pressing issues in our society today.
Our school is not only committing to a greener tomorrow, but also building a culture where environment is a priority. Through simple and collective actions, we strive for a greener, cleaner future for all, and most importantly, a hopeful today.
These are Silliman's ways of not only protecting our world, but also making it a better place. Here's to a responsible environmental behavior.
Hello, dear friends. Thank you very much for staying with us here at #Silliman. Still with us here is our esteemed guest, Dr. Dave Marcial, and of course, my co-host here, Deo. Before we took a short break, I asked a question. What's the ethical way of using the AI or responsible way of using AI? And when should we consider that whatever we are doing with AI is not anymore ethical or it's unethical?
Yeah. Let us have a context first. I think your question is about the use of generative AI. AI is actually a discipline in computer science, no? I think what you are driving in is to the generative AI like ChatGPT, Gemini. Generative AI is a branch of artificial intelligence that generate content. Because it can generate content, the top unethical way of doing it is asking generative AI to plagiarize, and as if students are submitting its original. But basically created by or generated by artificial intelligence. Another one is over-reliance to generative AI. What does it mean? Students will shortcut the process, skip some process, and by simply learning the process, they will just immediately ask ChatGPT or any generative AI to generate content for them. Just imagine if that's a thesis, and if they will not go through the process of design, the guideline, etc., they'll just simply ask this generative AI to generate, because they are too reliant on this kind of digital technology. Primarily for academic institutions, is a threat basically to academic integrity. Plagiarism and academic integrity, and then over-reliance. And I think the third that I could mention, which is very popular and rising concerns, is on the data privacy. Say, for example, students are inputting information to the generative AI, and all these informations are basically saved to the large language model or the so-called database.
So what's your tip, Dr. Dave, about what's your tip, especially for faculty and students, when they use generative AI?
Yeah. The primary considerations that we should do, or the first thing that we should do to abide responsible, or to be a responsible or ethically user of AI or generative AI or any digital technology, is basically to declare. To declare that you are using this. The declaration involves what are the tools, how did you use it, what did you do of the content that is being generated, because these processes will guide any users if they are really ethically doing it or rightly doing it, or they did it the shortcut way. So just like the students, in in order for the advisors, the panelists to check if generative AI is used responsibly, they really have to declare and utilize our AI declaration statement.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Sir Dave.
All right. Also, speaking of these innovations and new things that should be learned by educators, sir, it was also mentioned in the framework that the university released that you will be having a series of seminars, workshops, and trainings for for the members of the Silliman community. So, what are your plans regarding this? And I also read that you will be inviting experts and collaborators in the use of generative AI. So, have you considered people already to invite here in the university?
Yeah, that's a very good question because in any guidelines, there should be monitoring, no, and implementation. We've been doing a lot of upskilling even before the acceptance and approval of our framework and the guidelines. We had thematic upskilling programs. Thematic in the sense that we separated training for the parent, for faculty, for students, and etc. But the overall or the overarching theme is basically responsible use of digital technology. Yes, we have been collaborating already with experts internationally, locally. Our framework also is also inspired by my attendance with and representation with the UNESCO, being part of the expert meeting actually last year. And we have been in the network of generative AI in education in general.
So when we talk about programs, do we have something to look forward to in December perhaps, or perhaps next year, Doc Dave?
Yeah, for December, I think we still have two, but the audience also can check out our website because we have weekly, we have also monthly, so it depends on the recipient or it depends on the stakeholders. Because we also do some programmatic, aside from the systematic, programmatic and according to schedule and according to availability. Yes, there are still, and right now, in fact, right now we are formulating for the second semester upskilling program.
So are these face-to-face or mostly just online?
Yeah, we offer diverse modality. There are face-to-face or in-person. We also have purely asynchronous or online, and a combination, what we call hybrid.
Okay.
All right, sir. I also read from the framework that you will be having like a kapihan session within the Silliman community for you to have a conversation regarding advances in AI. But this is very readily available for the members of the Silliman community. But how about for those who are still planning to be part of Silliman, or those who are outside of Silliman? So how can they access, or can they access and adapt this framework from our university?
Yeah, just like any programs, any other programs in the university, we are always open to sharing and collaboration to other networks. Yes, it is very open. In fact, before I left, I checked how many downloads that we have from our framework. There's already almost 400 downloads. And in fact, last week, we conducted a training. We hosted about 24 schools already.
Wow.
Coming from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. They came here because we offered an upskilling program called Crafting AI Integration Policy.
Okay.
And then last week, actually yesterday, Monday and Tuesday, we also conducted a training on AI use in research.
Now, Thank you very much for all those things, Doc Dave. When we end this this talk or this show, can you please provide us the website just after? But before that, I'd like to ask you one more question for the benefit of us also, the host, and of course the audience. What are the AI generative technologies would you recommend, especially for faculty and students, that can help us at least lighten our workload, but of course, given that we will use it responsibly?
Yeah. The most accessible and readily available that I could think is one is ChatGPT. You can also use one in Google, which is Gemini.
Yeah.
And then if you want to be mobile as you can even try your Meta AI.
Meta AI.
In your Messenger. Have you tried that?
Yes, a late night talks with Meta AI. But I'm guilty of that, especially, you know, when we just need some answers to certain questions, even philosophical ones and existential questions. But anyway, Doc Dave, how about when we want to check whether the work that was given to us by our students are plagiarized?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very good question because that's also an issue. I think you're referring to Turnitin.
Yeah.
Turnitin is a tool that can detect either one similarity, meaning this is plagiarism, similarity. They have a very good threshold. I mean, they have a very good way of detecting similarities, and there's no question into that.
Yes.
But if you are asking about Turnitin detecting if the content is AI generated,
yes.
Our general rule to that that we stipulated actually in the manual is it's only a good guide, a basis. That should not be a sole reference and basis to judge and to decide a work for our student. Because this kind of technology is still developing. There are a lot of things that they need to improve as far as their programming and the algorithm is concerned. But that, as we mentioned, our take is that's a good start. That's a good reference to communicate and to process if there are detected content that are generated by AI. That means that we have to still go to the process of talking to our students, validating why this amount of AI-generated content reach this far or high. So things like that.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's just an assistive device to help us with the checking. But at the end of the day, the judgment comes from from the teachers.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, to end this conversation, the interesting conversation, Doc Dave, can we please have the contact details for the Global Study Center should our audience be interested to join one of your trainings and workshops? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And you can email global at su.edu.ph, or they can direct actually to our website. We have a page there, global at su.edu.ph, and we have, they will be directed to our portal for the list of upskilling program. And our audience also, if there are, collaborators who would like to collaborate us in crafting their framework also, Silliman University is very open into assisting them, as we feel that it is also our responsibility to share of what we have in the university.
Thank you very much for that, Doctor. There you go, Sillimanians. I hope you enjoyed our talk about artificial intelligence. Of course, thank you very much, Deo, for hosting with me.
Thank you, Ron.
Hopefully, this is not the first and the last.
Yes.
No? And of course, thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you, Sir
Dave, for
Dave.
that insightful conversation about artificial intelligence. No, it makes me think that technology is there to assist us. We should control technology and not let technology control us, because at the end of the day, we are gifted by God with this knowledge and consciousness that we can share to everyone. And for that note, let me end with, to God be the glory. Hello there, Sillimanians. Thank you very much for watching #Silliman. Don't forget to like our Facebook page, that is #Silliman, and we also have a YouTube account that is still #Silliman. And of course, you can watch us at Channel 6 Field Products every Monday at 8 p.m. Replays will be shown every Tuesday before the noontime news and every Saturday after the noontime news. This has been Ronelyn Faith Vailoces.
And on behalf of Joshua Soldivillo, this is Suasin.
See you next week, only here on
#Silliman.
#Silliman.